In the world of coin collecting, certain years stand out as milestones, and 1967 is one of them for Washington quarters. This coin belongs to a fascinating transitional period in U.S. coinage history, right in the heart of America's shift away from silver. The 1967 Washington quarter was minted during a time when the United States was adjusting its coin production due to the Coinage Act of 1965, which removed silver from circulating quarters and replaced it with a copper, nickel-clad composition. This makes the 1967 quarter not just another everyday coin, but a piece of numismatic history that connects us to a major economic and political change. At first glance, the 1967 Washington quarter may look like an ordinary coin you could find in your pocket change, but for collectors, it's far from ordinary. Designed by John Flanagan, the obverse still proudly displays the left-facing bust of George Washington, with the word Liberty at the top, In God We Trust to the left, and the date 1967 at the bottom. The reverse features the iconic heraldic eagle with wings spread, a bundle of arrows in its talons, and olive branches symbolizing peace. It's a timeless design that remained largely unchanged for decades, but the year 1967 carried a few unique characteristics that make it a standout. One of the most notable aspects of the 1967 Washington quarter is that it does not have a mint mark, something that confuses many new collectors. This wasn't a mistake, it was intentional. During the mid-1960s, the U.S. Mint removed mint marks from all coins to discourage people from hoarding certain mint-specific issues, which have been happening due to the rising value of silver and rumors about limited mintages. This policy was in effect for quarters from 1965 to 1967, meaning whether your 1967 quarter was struck in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco, it won't carry a mint mark. This makes pinpointing the exact origin of a 1967 quarter more difficult but adds an intriguing mystery for collectors. Another fascinating detail is the composition of the coin. Before 1965, Washington quarters contained 90% silver and 10% copper. Starting in 1965, they shifted to a clad composition, an outer layer of 75% copper and 25% nickel, bonded to a pure copper core. This means your 1967 quarter contains no silver, but because of its age, condition, and potential mint errors, it can still be worth much more than face value. Speaking of value, the worth of a 1967 quarter depends heavily on its condition and rarity of variety. In circulated condition, most 1967 quarters are still worth around face value, 25 cents, but uncirculated examples, especially those with high grades from professional grading services like PCGS or NGC, can fetch between $5 and $50 or more. Coins graded MS67 or higher are quite rare, and in some cases, examples in perfect condition have sold for over $1,000 at auction. Collectors also keep an eye out for special strike types and varieties from this year. While 1967 quarters were not officially produced in a proof version for the public, the U.S. Mint did issue special SMS, or special mint set coins in 1967. These were struck with more care than regular circulation coins, often having a sharper strike and smoother surfaces, though not quite as mirrored as proofs. A 1967 SMS quarter in pristine condition can be very desirable, with values sometimes exceeding $20 to $100 depending on quality. Then there's the world of errors, a treasure hunt within a treasure hunt. Error coins from 1967 include double dies, off-center strikes, and coins with clipped planchets. For example, a dramatic off-center strike where part of the design is missing can fetch anywhere from $50 to several $100s depending on severity. Double die obverse or reverse errors, where parts of the lettering or design appear doubled, are especially sought after and can be worth a premium to the right collector. Historically, the 1967 quarter also sits in a unique economic moment. The mid-1960s coin shortage had led the government to make several changes to prevent hoarding and encourage circulation. By removing mint marks, ending silver content, and focusing on high-volume clad coin production, the mint ensured the public had enough coins for commerce. As a result, the mintage for the 1967 quarter was massive. Over 1.5 billion coins were struck. This means it's not a rare coin in general, but within that huge mintage are the scarce high-grade examples and unique errors that collectors crave. For someone who wants to check their own change for a valuable 1967 quarter, here's what to look for. First, examine the coin's condition. Sharp details in Washington's hair, a clear eagle's feather pattern, and a clean, lustrous surface all point toward a higher grade. Second, check for errors under magnification. Look closely at the lettering on Liberty, In God We Trust, and the date for any doubling. Third, if you suspect you have a special strike, compare it to known SMS examples. These often have a satin-like finish and fewer marks. Even though the majority of 1967 quarters won't make you rich, the thrill of the hunt is part of what keeps coin collecting exciting. Many collectors start with coins like this, affordable, historic, and with enough hidden gems out there to keep you searching. Plus, holding a 1967 quarter is holding a piece of America's coinage story, a story of adaptation, change, and the enduring legacy of the Washington design.